Hey guys, what's up? Tim Queen here, and today I'm going to share with you if you should write your content on LinkedIn in real time, day to day, or if you should create everything in bulk, schedule everything, and then run your LinkedIn on autopilot. Many people, when they start posting on LinkedIn, they do it on a day-by-day basis. They basically create, if they're doing it right, they actually create a habit or a schedule. So every morning at 8 a.m., they might wake up, sit down on a computer and write a LinkedIn post with whatever they just think about, dreamt about last night, or random ideas they picked up by looking through their newsfeed. Now, although this is a great approach to build consistency, it's not an approach that's sustainable. There are many reasons why this is the case. The first one is if you're always doing it spontaneously, you don't actually follow like a strategy. You're like basically like the flagpole in the wind, like whatever direction the wind is blowing, you're creating content about. Oftentimes, this leads to the phenomena that people just looking like everyone else seems to write about this, I should also make a post about this. So you're just becoming like one of many, or you're becoming the last person jumping onto a trend. And that's not what you want to be. You want to be the one setting the trends. So, and you also want to have an effective content strategy that actually gets you real results. So if you want to get clients on LinkedIn, you actually have to plan like what are the different stages that someone is in their mindset. Like what kind of like awareness do they have? Are they problem aware, solution aware? Where do you pick them up? And like creating content for the different stages so you can build trust over time. So if you're only doing it spontaneously, you're never going to have like this plan in mind where you have to say, hey, I have to create 3 posts for problem aware, 3 posts for solution aware, 3 posts for product aware. To do that right, you need a content strategy. It means you have to sit down and you have to actually map out your entire content that you want to create. You also have to be creative so you don't write over the same topic over and over again. So you have like different aspects. You're covering all the different questions that potential customers might have. And then you basically map out at least like, I would say 30 to 120 content pieces in advance so you know exactly what you're going to produce next. And then you can create this content in bulk. Because let's face it, you don't have an infinite amount of time. So you have to be effective. You also want to run your business. You want to work with clients. You have your daily meetings. You have to get stuff done. So by just interrupting your time every day to create a post means you have to get into the writing mode. Then you have to write it. You have to edit it. So that takes, usually for most people, it takes a while to get into a state and then getting out of the state. So it's much more effective to just focus on one task and then doing it 10 times. Then you're spending like this amount of time getting into the mode and then chop, creating each piece of content. Let me actually tell you what I'm doing today. You see me filming. This is not my first video of the day. I actually spent the last few hours recording, I think 6 videos by now, and I'm going to record 2 more videos. So it's going to be like a very productive day. I'm going to get 8 videos on take, and then later we're going to get this all edited in bulk. Then we're going to get all the post description written in bulk, and then everything is going to go into the scheduler. And what I'm using for my scheduling tool, I'm using SocialBee. That's a really cool tool to schedule content on LinkedIn. For example, LinkedIn recently increased the character count limit for LinkedIn posts from 1,300 to 3,000 characters. That means I can post more than twice as much content, and I can only do it by using the API or SocialBee in my case. So what I'm doing basically, I'm creating little content buckets. When I'm saying content buckets, think of it like a little person. I'm putting a specific topic inside this bucket, and then I'm telling SocialBee, hey, take this bucket, and every Monday morning at 8 a.m. I want you to open up this bucket, take 1 post out, and then post this. And then once it's done, put it back at the end of the queue. And then the next day, you're going to pick something else out Let me pick something else. My windshield. And then you're going to put this on Tuesday, and then this goes back into the end of the queue. And then on Wednesday, it's going to pick up something else, this wireless cable, and then it goes to the end of the queue. So I make sure that all of my content is evergreen and can be recycled. So I'm adding new content inside this bucket, and I'm sharing this at a specific time. That makes sure that I'm always consistent, and even if I'm not adding new content, it will just start recycling some of my older content. That makes it very flexible. And it also makes it very practical, because then I can reuse the content over and over again. And I'm just like creating new and updated content whenever something is changing. But it becomes like a self-fueling machine that is running even if I'm not there. Now, what I personally like to do, I like to check in every morning when like my content bucket goes live, that I'm actually responding to comments in real time. So it's kind of like creating the same experience, but my content, I don't have to think about it. The content just goes out. And then I'm just like replying to comments when I see someone might be a potential lead, taking it from there, like transition them, giving them some recommendation, what resources they can get further. For example, download something from my website or get in touch via my contact form. And this is really the way to go if you want to be successful on LinkedIn, having time to get shit done and actually be effective about this. So this way, I actually mapped out content for the next few months in advance. So I already know exactly what I'm recording today. I know exactly what I'm recording next week. I know exactly what I'm recording 2 weeks. And then all of this is going into like my machine, my automated content recycling machine. The news content will always be pushed at the front of the queue. And then if I have like some larger project and I can't post for a week, it will just take up some of my recycled content and post this again. And most people already forgotten about the content. Even if I posted this 3 months ago, it might just look like new content because they haven't seen it before. And that's really how you run a successful business on LinkedIn. Now, if you want to learn how to grow your organic reach on LinkedIn, I have 2 resources to share. The first one is my free LinkedIn hashtag guide that you can download on my website. It shows you exactly how to find the right hashtags, basically identifying the hashtags that your audience is actually following, so you can then match that and create content to bring your content in front of new people who are not subscribed to you yet, are not a connection, don't follow you, and have never heard of you before. So that really helps you to broaden your reach and then to get more people to follow you on LinkedIn, build more trust over time, and then ultimately transition them into your sales funnel. The second resource I want to share is my LinkedIn Accelerator program. This is my complete A to Z client attraction system, which shows you how to build a complete sales funnel from scratch on LinkedIn, meaning how to find the right audience on LinkedIn, what kind of content you should create, like bigger topics that have the proven track record of working, how to map out your personal LinkedIn content strategy, how to use the different content types to get maximum engagement, how to increase your likes, comments, shares, views, and then how to build a sales funnel to transition people from LinkedIn over to your website, including adding them to your email list and having some contact form where people can discuss potential collaborations. Now, if you want to learn more about those 2, I'm going to put both links in the description and into the pinned comments below. If you want to see more videos about LinkedIn marketing and content marketing, make sure that you hit the subscribe button, turn the notification bell on, smash like, and I see you in the next one. Bye.